Imagine waking up tomorrow morning to find out that your green card application just got denied because of a rule change you knew nothing about. Or picture this. You're at the airport, ready to board your international flight, when immigration officials pull you aside because new travel restrictions just went into effect overnight. These scenarios aren't just hypotheticals anymore. Major shifts in United States immigration policy are happening right now, and if you're a green card holder, an applicant, or someone who regularly travels in and out of the country, the next few minutes could save you from serious complications. What's happening with American immigration isn't just another bureaucratic shuffle. We're talking about changes that could affect millions of people, from those waiting years for their green cards to lawful permanent residents who thought their status was secure. The landscape is shifting beneath our feet, and staying informed isn't optional anymore. It's essential for protecting your status, your family, and your future in the United States. Let me break down exactly what's changed, who's affected, and most importantly, what you need to do right now to protect yourself. The first major development involves processing times and documentation requirements for green card applications. Immigration services have implemented stricter verification protocols that are adding months, sometimes even years, to already lengthy processing times. What used to take 12 to 18 months for family-based green cards is now stretching into 2 or 3-year waits in many categories. Employment-based applications are seeing similar delays, with additional requests for evidence becoming almost routine rather than exceptional. These aren't just inconvenient delays. For applicants, this means extended periods of uncertainty, potential job complications, and families remaining separated for longer periods. The new protocols require more extensive background checks, additional financial documentation, and more thorough vetting of employer relationships for employment-based cases. While authorities frame these measures as necessary security enhancements, the practical impact on applicants has been significant and often stressful. Travel restrictions represent another critical area of change. Green card holders have traditionally enjoyed relatively unrestricted travel rights, but recent policy shifts are changing that reality. Extended absences from the United States are now being scrutinized more carefully than ever before. Immigration officers at ports of entry are asking more detailed questions about the purpose and duration of trips abroad, employment ties to the United States, and evidence of maintaining a primary residence in America. The magic number that many immigration attorneys are now emphasizing is 6 months. While it's technically possible to be outside the United States for up to 1 year without automatically abandoning your green card status, trips longer than 6 months are triggering much more intensive secondary inspections. Officers are looking at bank statements, lease agreements, utility bills, employment records, and tax returns to verify that you're truly maintaining the United States as your permanent home. This heightened scrutiny isn't limited to long absences either. Even frequent shorter trips are raising red flags in some cases. If you're traveling in and out of the country every few weeks, immigration officials might question whether you're actually residing in America or just using your green card as a convenient travel document. The key principle they're enforcing more aggressively is that permanent residence means exactly that, permanent. Your primary life, your primary home, and your primary ties should be in the United States. For those approaching citizenship eligibility, these changes carry even more weight. The continuous residence requirement for naturalization has always existed, but immigration services are now examining travel patterns much more carefully during the application review process. Trips that might have been overlooked or easily explained in the past are now causing applications to be delayed or even denied. Applicants are being asked to provide detailed explanations for every international trip, sometimes going back 5 or more years. Another significant shift involves public benefits and the public charge rule. While this concept has been part of immigration law for decades, its interpretation and application have been tightening. Green card applicants are facing more intensive financial scrutiny, with immigration officers looking not just at income levels, but at the totality of circumstances, including age, health, education, skills, and family support. The bar for demonstrating financial self-sufficiency has risen considerably. Current green card holders aren't immune from these considerations either. While it's rare for someone to lose permanent resident status solely due to receiving public benefits, the calculus changes when combined with other factors like extended absences or criminal issues. Immigration authorities are taking a more holistic view of whether someone is likely to become primarily dependent on government support, and this analysis is factoring into various immigration decisions. Employment-based green card holders are facing their own set of new challenges. The scrutiny on employer-employee relationships has intensified dramatically. Immigration services are conducting more site visits, requesting more documentation of ongoing employment, and questioning whether job duties match what was described in the original petition. For those who change jobs after receiving their green card, maintaining documentation that the new position is in the same or similar occupational classification as the original petition has become critically important, especially if citizenship application is on the horizon. The implications extend to family members as well. Derivative beneficiaries, meaning spouses and children who obtained their green cards through a primary applicant, need to be particularly careful about maintaining their status independently. If the primary family relationship ends through divorce, or if a child ages out of dependency status, the derivative green card holder situation can become precarious under the current enforcement climate. Re-entry permits, which allow green card holders to travel abroad for up to 2 years without abandoning status, are being recommended by immigration attorneys more frequently now. The application process requires biometrics and must be initiated while physically present in the United States, so this isn't something you can arrange after you've already left the country. For anyone planning an extended stay abroad for work, education, or family care, a re-entry permit has shifted from being a nice to being an essential protective measure. What should you do with all this information? First, if you're a green card applicant, document everything. Keep copies of every piece of correspondence with immigration services, every document you submit, and detailed notes about your case. Build your file assuming that you'll need to prove every aspect of your eligibility clearly and convincingly. Second, if you're a current green card holder, treat your status with the respect and attention it deserves. Keep meticulous records of your time in the United States. Maintain clear evidence of your residential ties. File your taxes every year, even if you're abroad, and think carefully before taking any trip that will keep you outside America for more than a few months. Carry documentation with you when you travel that demonstrates your ties to the United States, including recent pay stubs, lease agreements, and bank statements. Third, if you're eligible for citizenship, seriously consider applying sooner rather than later. United States citizenship provides security that permanent residents simply cannot match. Citizens cannot have their status revoked, except in cases of fraud in obtaining citizenship itself, and they face no restrictions on international travel. The application process takes time, typically 8 to 12 months or longer currently, so starting early is wise. Fourth, consult with a qualified immigration attorney before making any major decisions. Immigration law is complex, and getting more so, with policies shifting and enforcement priorities changing. What worked for your friend or family member might not work for your situation, and the stakes are too high for guesswork. A good attorney can review your specific circumstances and provide guidance tailored to your situation. The immigration landscape in the United States has always been dynamic, but the current pace and scope of changes are remarkable. What we're seeing isn't just policy tweaking around the edges, but fundamental shifts in how applications are processed, how status is maintained, and how enforcement is conducted. These changes reflect broader debates about immigration policy in America, but for individuals and families living through them, the theoretical debates matter far less than the practical realities. Understanding these changes isn't about creating panic, but about empowering yourself with knowledge. Immigration status, whether you're applying for a green card or already have one, requires active management and attention. The days of obtaining permanent residence and then never thinking about it again are largely over, at least for the foreseeable future. So here's the bottom line. If anything in this video applies to you, don't wait to take action. Review your situation honestly, gather your documentation, consult with qualified legal help if needed, and make informed decisions about your travel, your employment, and your path forward. The changes are real, the stakes are high, but with the right information and proper planning, you can navigate this landscape successfully. If this information was valuable to you, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel because immigration policy continues to evolve and staying informed is your best protection. Share this with anyone in your life who might be affected by these changes. whether they're green card holders, applicants, or anyone who cares about immigration issues. Drop a comment below telling me what immigration topics you want covered next, or sharing your own experiences with these new policies. Your engagement helps more people find this critical information. Remember, knowledge is power, especially when it comes to protecting your immigration status and your future in the United States. Stay informed, stay prepared, and I'll see you in the next video where we'll continue unpacking the immigration issues that matter most to you and your family.